Good morning. We're glad to have you all here for our Veterans Day celebration, and it would not be Veterans Day without saying the Pledge of Allegiance. So would you please rise for the presentation of our colors, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance and our national anthem. Gentlemen, please remove your hats. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous height o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, home of the free, and the brave home of the brave.
Thanks so much. That was the OTC Concert Choir. Please be seated at this point. I would like to say this is just a great day for us here at OTC, where we get to honor and recognize those of us who are those of you who are military veterans, active duty military, the sons and daughters, parents, grandparents of active duty military or veterans. I want to thank you all for coming today. We only have two presidents in the history of OTC. One is sitting up here, and also the President Emeritus, Dr. Norman K. Myers. Dr. Myers, thank you so much for being here today. And that was a rousing rendition of the national anthem by Alberta Smith and our OTC Concert Choir. Thank you so much. And today we're going to hear from a guest speaker who happens to be a military veteran and is an OTC employee. Ron Timmons has been a safety and security officer at OTC for 5 years, but before that he served 22 years in the Army as a military policeman, and as he told me in an email, that also means multi-purpose. So he did a lot more than just law enforcement in the military, and he has traveled the world. He reached the rank of first sergeant and served in combat tours in Somalia, Afghanistan, and Iraq. Please join me in welcoming OTC's own Ron Timmons.
I haven't talked to one of these for a long time, so bear with me. Thank you for that introduction. First off, let me thank you for attending the ceremony today. I've never been much of a public speaker. I usually led soldiers. I let the officers do all that. I did the training. I was proud of my duties and service, and I still am today. A little bit why we're here today. On November 11th, 1918, 11 a.m., an armistice was signed between the Allied forces in Germany that ended the fighting of World War I. It was a day of relief and joy. In celebration of that day, it was originally called Armistice Day. Today, we now know it as Veterans Day. This is a day to show how proud you are of our soldiers, Marines, airmen, sailors, and Coast Guard. Our flag is flown at full staff, half staff, or again, change that, half mast for the Navy folks is not flown there. It flies tall and high for all to see. To my fellow veterans in the audience, I want to say I'm proud to be part of those families who have served. You should also be proud of service. Today, suck in that civilian belly. If you earn one, pull those shoulders back. There's no such thing as ex-military. Your title is earned, not given, and what is earned cannot be taken away. And yes, I'm proud of the fact I managed to get back into this uniform. In the past, you put your life in danger serving our country, but once again, you put yourselves in danger, not knowing if the buttons on this uniform could pop off and cause you serious injury. I do not want this to be a quiet speech. Please interject with all the oorahs and who-was you want. Good. To my fellow veterans this day, today is a day to celebrate the fellowship and bond you have with others of your unit and celebrate the strength of that bond. We'll always have sorrow in our hearts for those who did not return home, but today is a day to take pride in knowing those patriots that made an impact on our lives. And with the sorrow for their sacrifice, remember them for their service with honor, pride, remember them as heroes. They gave their tomorrow for our today. Today is a day to remember overcoming the challenges, the completed missions, the promotions, the blood rank, the blood wings, now called hazing, the award ceremonies, the PT test, the weapons qualifications, the NBC chamber, all the things that made us stronger, all the things that gave us pride, all the things that made us military. Today is the day to get out the challenge coins, medals, hua things. It's a day to put on that veteran hat or t-shirt and show your pride. Fly your flag at home or on your Harley. Even though we respect the other services, tease the other branches. Tell an Air Force joke, a FOBIT joke, an officer joke. They're all funny. Today is the day to remember the fun things. Playing football in the field with toilet paper roll. Sending the private for a box of grid squares, chem light batteries, or to find that prick E7. Setting off the MRE bomb right next to the porta potty with the sergeant major inside. Or the look of terror in your driver's face when you tell him the camel spider got loose in the Humvee. It was bad. Today is the day to get the old photo albums out. You visit graves and place flags and flowers. Visit homes for veterans and honor those veterans for their service days long since past. Today is the day we remember the fighting men and women with pride and honor. There's nothing in my world more touching than watching a soldier return home and hug his or her loved one. The simple act that most people take for granted is the greatest gift a military person can receive. It signifies a military person is home and the mission is complete. So at this time, let's thank the heart of the services, the family members of veterans who served right along beside us. To all the people that have family members and friends in the military, this is a day to show your pride. Tell them that you're proud to know them and to love them. This is a day to tell your story of grandpa in World War II, your mother in Vietnam, your son in Afghanistan, or your daughter that just passed basic training, and tell their story with pride. You and we are proud of them. Now that we have thanked the veterans, here are a few other folks that, as veterans, we need to thank. As a veteran, I want to thank the educators who take the extra time to help our veterans and our veterans' families weave through the maze of higher education. Just like a young lieutenant with a map and compass, we sometimes still need a little guidance to reach our objective. I want to thank the police officers and firefighters who kept our families safe while we were deployed in the sandbox. These folks helped reduce our stress while deployed so we could concentrate on the mission. So what this old retired first sergeant is trying to say is today a day of national pride, a day to show the strength of our country, a day to honor our veterans, a day to show your support for our military and to show them we have their six. Today is that day. Today is Veterans Day. Thank you, and God bless the United States of America.
Ron, thank you so much. Thank you for your service. That was a rousing speech, and we should all be proud to have you as an OTC employee. I know the folks in Waynesville must feel safer that you're up there guarding their six, right? You got their backs up there. All right, now at this time, we're going to enjoy two songs. We have two choral groups today. We have a great treat. OTC Concert Choir is going to perform first, All That They Had, They Gave. We're going to follow that up right away with the Central Middle Years Choir. They will follow that up with the song of the Unsung Hero. Alberta, the floor is yours. Thank you so much, OTC Concert Choir. Now to perform the song of the Unsung Hero as the Central Middle Years Choir. These are middle school students who are ready for high school. So they go to school over at Central High during their middle school years. And some of them will flow right into Central High. Some will go back to their home high schools here in the Springfield Public Schools system. But here they are as they file in, getting ready to perform Song of the Unsung Hero.
Thank you so much for letting us perform for you today. My name is Eric Eichenberger. I'll be playing piano. My student teacher, Mr. Jonathan Parker, is a veteran, and so it's kind of important for us to be able to have a moment to have this group that he's been working with have a chance to perform.
OTC Middle Years Choir, fantastic. Thank you so much for coming over here today. That was outstanding. Up next, the college will present its OTC Veteran Award. We're going to present that award as OTC Board of Trustees member. So he's the secretary of our Board of Trustees, and he is Navy veteran Howard Fisk. Now, unfortunately, Jonathan Lettner could not be here today, but to accept the award on his behalf is the president of the OTC Veterans Student Organization, Mr. Doug Carroll. Doug, can you come up and join Mr. Fisk here at the podium, please?
You know, this has been a great opportunity for all of us to get together, and I was great this morning. I've been a trustee for over 8 years, and you all know that that I can get a little emotional. But when the sergeant said, when he said that they gave their tomorrow for our today, it was as a trustee, I've been tremendously proud of OTC and everything it does for everyone. You walk into OTC as a citizen and you have an opportunity to build your life. an organization that is formed on campus that made up of veterans, represents over 1,000 veterans on this campus, 1,000 young men and women who have had the opportunity to serve their country, service above self, really do something for others, and have come back to OTC to rebuild their lives so that they again can go back into the workforce. They can help build our community to what all, sorry, got that out. The tears are making it worse. To go out into the community and to build our community so that it can be everything it can be is amazing. We have an opportunity here at OTC to really make a difference in the lives of others. And we think it's important to recognize those young men and women who have been involved in service to their country. So the Sons of the American Revolution, working with OTC and their staff and their veterans, want to make an award. And that award has been chosen by the veterans of the school. The veterans organization have said, this is our representative person. Jonathan Leitner is an OTC student who's recognized by his peers as an outstanding veteran, having honorably served the United States Marine Corps from December of 2004 through 2013. Leitner served in a variety of roles that were important to his unit in the Corps, many of which were in protecting the lives of those entrusted to his care. Leitner performed assigned military law enforcement duties to uphold the criminal justice system, maintain good order and discipline, and support the commander's law enforcement and security requirements in peacetime and combat operations. Leitner was recognized for producing consistent quality results, meticulous organizational abilities, and tracking with embarkation procedures during training evolutions throughout the continental U.S. to maintain mountain warfare training in Mountain Warfare, the Training Center in Bridgeport, California, and battalion operations in 29 Points, California. He was responsible for training and welfare of personnel while forward deployed in Operation Enduring Freedom as well. Leitner successfully conducted multiple joint operations aside FBI, CIA, and U.S. Secret Service in protecting support and providing help for the President of the United States at the 2012 NATO Summit in support of the inauguration and at the State of the Union. Leitner conducted multi-force emergency response operations and planning in support of the 85,000 attendees who were present at the 2012 Republican and Democratic National Conventions. Leitner was a superior instructor and trainer in military police and an excellent team member of the United States Marine Corps. He served in Operation Enduring Freedom, Operation Iraqi Freedom. He has received the Good Conduct Medal, the Combat Action Ribbon, the Sea Service Deployment Ribbon, the NATO Medal, and the Presidential Unit Citation. Leitner is a 4.0 grade point average student with membership in Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. What a guy. Volunteer for the Student Veteran Organization and PTK and fundraising and community service events. He assists veterans within the Student Veteran Organization with labor-intensive tasks like moving, lawn work, whatever they need help with. Leitner is a machine tool major that wants to own his own machine shop. Jonathan is the ideal representation of a patriot who has served his country and is now rebuilding his life with an education that will put him in a position to be a contributing member of this community. I don't know what more we could ask. Jonathan was not able to be here today, but we're pleased that you'll take this back and give it to him at your next meeting. We're so proud of him as a representative of OTC student body. Thank you very much.
Mr. Fisk, thank you so much. Doug, thank you for your service, and we hope to give that message to Jonathan to thank him for his service as well. Now, at this point, we're nearing the end of the ceremony. I would ask you to please stand for the performance of taps. To perform taps is OTC bugler and music faculty member, Mr. Philip Forrester. Philip, thank you so much. I appreciate you all coming today. Veterans and current service members, thank you so much for your service. OTC Concert Choir, thank you for your performance. Middle Years Choir, thank you for coming down here. Everybody, the ceremony is over. Have a great weekend.